Yes. All right. So welcome everyone. We're doing something new. So we also have a live stream. Not sure how many people are logged on or watching, but anyway, welcome. So the tenth meetup already, 10th Klaviyo Meetup. Thanks for joining in today. We're a bit of a smaller group than normally, but that's okay. I think good weather kind of like put a couple of people. Oh, there are some people online already. Utrecht. So if you're logging in from online, please share where you're logging in from. All great. I'm looking at the comments in the site. So nice to see you guys here. So let's get started. Let me just double check if I can. Yeah, and also click on the slides. So before I do, first thing I wanted to quickly call out two of our great sponsors that also made this event happen and made it possible. One is Lead. It's a cool loyalty solution we have been implementing over the last half year now. I think compared to all the other ones that I've found so far, this by far beats most. And also, if you're doing omni-channel, like offline, online, I think there's not other solutions that integrate as well with Klaviyo as they do. And TrackB is also one of the other ones, and Sale's in the room as well. Tim from Lead is here, and Sale from TrackB. And basically, I think that the short thing that I can tell about it is that we've been starting testing it out. I've tested out, I think, most tracking tools out there, talking little data, what else? Elevar, custom GTM solutions. I think there are tons of them. We've started trialing out this platform, and what we're seeing so far, at least from the Klaviyo side of things, is a tenfold on amount of viewed products compared to other tools, and a fivefold on added to cart. So we're now in the testing phase. I think it's going to be an interesting one to go over. And just checking in, can you guys all hear me right from the live stream? Leave your comments, let me know, just to make sure that the audio is coming through correctly. I'm the host of this event. I'm doing this partly in collaboration with Klaviyo as a Klaviyo champion. I'm not here to promote my own business, but shortly, a little bit of my story. I started building websites in 1998. I've been into this online field for a long time. I have done a lot of things, worked on my own agency, building websites. Then I went and have my own ESP as well, called Sendmail back in the days. Did that for a couple of years, but having all the tech and having that running and just too much time. So I shifted actually my focus to go to CRO, conversion rate optimization, because building websites was nice, but I mean, we were making changes, and we wanted to know if those changes actually has a positive impact. So I've started doing CRO for a long time, working on the biggest sites in the Netherlands, talking about nu.nl, some other websites where I have tons of traffic coming in. Then in 2017, I picked up email again because I was helping customers growing their business, but they were leaving money on the table by not doing anything with email. And Klaviyo, compared to the solutions out there at that point, was one of the only ones that actually started showing what the attribution, how much money you were making through email, which was, I think, groundbreaking compared to the other solutions out there. Switching back 2020, that's when I co-founded Polaris Growth, and since then been running with Klaviyo and CRO as two things that we're doing at Polaris. 2020 was also the year that I officially became a Klaviyo champion, where they asked me, hey, do you want to join this program? Something in the beginning was only answering questions on the community, which is basically the Klaviyo forum. Became one of the top people there, and then they expanded this community thing and made the champions team even bigger. And we're now around 50 people. And like, these meetups are one of the things that they're doing, but there are many more other things that we're doing as well. A cool thing that I like to share, I've been also asked to talk at K London. K London is happening in 2 weeks. There are two reasons why I'm sharing this. One, just cool to see my picture on the Klaviyo site, which is cool to see. But on the other hand, it's also on the side, I've been doing the Klaviyo Geeks as a podcast where basically me and Bogdan is also online, so shout out to Bogdan, my co-host on the Klaviyo Geeks. We're going to be doing a Klaviyo, a live stream in the Klaviyo London event. So I think it's June 23rd. You'll see an update, but just make sure to subscribe to my channel or hit a like or comment. I will share this later as well. But just so you know, we'll cover that event, do some interviews with nice people, hopefully. And yeah, it's going to be a trial there, a Klaviyo Geeks live stream. All right, so for today, and we will do a part of this with a live stream. After we do the updates, we start with what's new in Klaviyo. We'll share the latest updates. I think there are about 8 of them. We're going to go through which things came out in the last month. And then we'll work on a challenge and a roundtable session. The challenge and the roundtable will not be in the live stream. If you want to join those, see what the next events are in the. Maybe we can share the link in the comments somewhere. But yeah, make sure that you sign up for the next event, and so you can be part of it. So did I say 8? Yeah, it's 8. So product updates. There are a lot of new updates that came out in the last month, and for those that haven't kept track of all the updates that are coming out from Klaviyo, there's a what's new page. I think 10% of what's updated and changing is shared in that on that page. So I cherry picked a couple of things out there, but other things were things that I just noticed in the account or updates that I've got emails about. So let's dive in. Campaign Planner. If you're creating campaigns, if you're doing newsletters, well, if you're using Klaviyo, probably you're sending out newsletters, but sometimes creativity is a blocker. What Klaviyo now introduced is a way to easily plan your campaigns. You basically go into this part, and it allows you to choose what type of content you want to do, either like education or promotion or a sale, what products you want to feature, and they will actually start building your campaign calendar for you. Super handy. It basically allows you to do less. And if you've been following Klaviyo in the last months, last half year, you will notice that a lot of the changes that have been implementing are all around AI, all around making sure that you are able to do more in a quicker time with less effort, and trying to align more with the things that we're doing on a daily basis. It does mean that you will probably end up doing more, but it allows you to do it easier in a way without having to think too much. So that's a cool one. The attribution model changes. I've actually covered this last month in the last meetup. One of the things that they have changed is that now transactional emails, previously when you had transactional emails, and transactional being anything that is not marketing. So if you're sending an update on subscription renewals or something which is not promotional, you don't want that money or that revenue to be tracked as revenue generated through Klaviyo. Because if somebody has a subscription, for example, or if you're sending, I know that we have Roseanne here from Moy, they are sending all their post-purchase emails, like the receipt and all those things, order confirmation, also through Klaviyo. Those emails are not, they are not producing any money. It's just a transactional email. Those should not count towards the transactions or the revenue that Klaviyo starts claiming for itself. And that's something that they now actually made possible, that you can actually exclude those emails. And even better, the changes that you're making to those models now also apply to data in the past, because otherwise it's going to be really hard if you're changing something now. It's okay, from this day we're not counting transactional emails anymore. If you're going to be doing comparison, like the next 30 days compared to the last 30 days, you will probably see that there's a big drop of revenue, attributed revenue missing because this. So they basically allow you to reactively also apply this to all the data in the past, which keeps it clean. So I think that's a really cool thing to do. Check it out. If you have questions, feel free to maybe jump in the chat and ask questions if there's any. Are there questions? No? All right. If you guys have questions, let me know. you're always free to ask. Customer Hub. Anyone here has used the Customer Hub already? No hands. You tested it?
Yeah, but more on the technical side, not from
all right. So I think that Tim from Lead basically said, hey, we're testing it. This is a Smile integration, which is also a loyalty tool. I would love to see the Lead integration being here as well, but in the end, what the Customer Hub functionality is basically an overlay with some account information. You can do pretty cool things, and it's actually really quick and pretty dynamic. So we've tested this out actually today with a team, where we want to send specific messages, like, for example, hey, you unlocked a special gift. If people reach the highest tiers in whatever, you can now push that message. It will appear dynamically. You can also, those messages, you can also trigger them based on segments, on where people are at, which groups people are in, and then have all the dynamic elements in there as well, and then send people to the specific page to go and claim things. But basically, this update is that now the Smile.io is also integrated fully in Klaviyo in the Customer Hub. For those that are using Smile.io, you can now make use of this. Unified inbox, and this is limited availability, but for those that are not using a support tool yet, like there's Gorgias or some other support tools, you start noticing what Klaviyo is actually doing. And this is actually interesting. But basically, people can reply to an email. If you have like an email, you can send that or connect it to Klaviyo. Basically, if somebody replies to that specific email, it will end up in Klaviyo itself. With that, you can start making automation. So in the past, Klaviyo has already introduced an automation feature, which was basically something for SMS. So you send an SMS. For example, hey, if you write a discount, you will get a discount. It basically, if it reads an SMS back with discount, it will automatically send the discount code back to them. You can basically automate that, but you can also do this with email. And they are making this available. So I think, this is my assumption. They're trying to go more into also the support section of things. So having live support and a live chat on the website. There's like an inbox in there. Anyone use the inbox already or doing something with SMS? You are doing and something. Okay, so like the unified inbox basically is the place where normally the SMSs would go into, but now it's also available for email. And looking forward, I think it probably will be a good basic help desk system that people can use if they're not ready to really scale up to like something like Gorgias or Zendesk, whatever people are using out there. Any questions here or online? Not sure. If you have, feel free to hit them in the chat or raise your hand here. Multi-brand for support for Gorgias. Who is using Gorgias here? I see one hand. So Gorgias is a really powerful help desk tool. It integrates with almost everything nowadays. WhatsApp, Klaviyo, your loyalty tools, your review tools. It basically tracks everything. Your Facebook chat, your Instagram, like all these, everything is integrated in that, and that makes it really powerful for support. But one of the main problems, if you're having multiple brands, so if you're using one Gorgias account for, I don't know, you have maybe 10 accounts or 10 Klaviyo accounts or 10 websites, either the same brand or one site for each country, you want to start splitting this up. So if you have multiple Klaviyo accounts and one Gorgias account, in the past, if you would connect all these Klaviyo accounts to Gorgias, what would end up happening is if somebody creates a ticket, that information was getting sent back to Klaviyo to all 10 accounts, which is not always a problem, but it creates a problem because if somebody from the Netherlands creates a ticket, that email and that profile also starts, that basically Klaviyo or Gorgeous is sending back the information to Klaviyo to all 10 accounts. So you end up having one profile that actually gets spread on 10 different accounts. That's something you don't want. And with this new update, you can basically sync whatever the country or the store is to the right Klaviyo account, making sure that profiles don't end up existing in multiple accounts. And I hope I explained it correctly, but this is, I think, for people that are using multiple brands and using one Gorgeous account, this is really a time saver and really a powerful option to use. Marketing analytics. Anyone using marketing analytics already? So this is an update. I kind of read it somewhere. I think it was on the What's New page. But you can now basically, if you want to make recommendations, if you want to, I don't know, if in the product recommendation, you want to basically send out a couple of products, you're now able to exclude specific products or categories from those next best product recommendations. And this is powerful because sometimes maybe you want to remove all, I don't know, sorry? Gift cards might be one, definitely. That's a good one. Or products that normally are sometimes hidden, things that are products that are sometimes automatically added to an order, like free gifts and stuff like that. You don't want them to end up in here. So there's a way to kind of like exclude them. But I think the more powerful one is that refunded and canceled orders are now also excluded from the analysis automatically. Since Klaviyo is only counting like a placed order is an event, they don't remove people that cancels an order. That's basically another event. This was always a bit of an issue, but now they fixed it. And I think this is powerful because if you're doing recommendations, you want to be recommending the products that are not causing people to return products, basically. So this is a good one. And oh yeah, for the exclusions as well, I think another one is interesting. If you have low profit margin products, maybe if you have a category or a specific group of products that are, I don't know, just don't push the bottom line, you maybe can exclude them as well. You do need marketing analytics for this to be able to use it and start doing these things as well. But it's anyone seen this, the inbox testing feature? Anyone use Litmus? Yes, Litmus, email and asset. There are a couple of tools that basically allow you to test your email designs in various email clients before you send them out, just to make sure that the emails look correctly in mobile and desktop, dark mode, whatnot. It's now possible to do this natively in Klaviyo. You get 50 free credits every month. If you're doing this a lot, you need to look at the cost. It might be that it's better to still get an account, especially if you're a freelancer. If you're sending out like multiple campaigns per month, if you're testing out 5 or 6 different or maybe 8 different devices, yeah, that's just a couple of trials and errors, and maybe one campaign already you're burning through all the credits. So yeah, that's one of the things that is really good to take into consideration. But if you're sending at a lower frequency, this is probably something that's really good. I am a nerd, so I kind of like hacked a little bit around to see what tool they're using, and in the backend they're using email and assets to generate these images and things. So I'm not sure if that's
generally available already, or the email system?
I think so. In all of the accounts that I looked so far, it was available. It did some. So this morning the team asked me as well. Yeah, the inbox testing. Can you share more about it? And I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. And I couldn't find it, but it's a bit hidden. So normally, if you go into an email and you click on preview to look at how the email is, you need to. Oh yeah, here. You need to switch the tab to the right. It's a bit hidden, but once you click it, it will be in there. And I think the cool thing is everything is in the account, so you don't have to send an email and then switch to another tool. It's just it reduces friction. So I think it's a good thing as well. Yeah, questions so far? No? Yeah?
Other question about compressing images
Yeah.
in Klaviyo, the new tool. What do you think about it?
I've not tested it, so. So the question, yeah, sorry, for the people online, I need to get used to this. Anyway, for the people online, the question is the compressed image feature within Klaviyo. What do we think about it? What do you think about it?
I think it's not working really well.
And what is not working really well?
It was like, I think 10 or less than that it compressed. So 10 KB, so it was not a lot. So I need to use another tool for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've not used it. I think we normally, with the process we're using, we're already doing this outside of the tool.
Yeah.
But I think if you zoom out again, what they're trying to do within Klaviyo is making sure that you're able to do a lot of things without having to leave the tool and making it easier for you. I think for the people that are watching online, the comment was basically that the compression it just took off like 10 KB from the total file. I'm not sure what the file size was, but if it went from 20, all right, from 300 like to 290, that's not like a lot. If it would have been 20 and it went to 10, it's like, so in comparison. But yeah, I've not tested it out, and a good call out. I will try it out and see, maybe share this on LinkedIn as well. And for those online, if you have tested this out, feel free to comment in the chat what you found, that if it works, or maybe a specific configuration worked really well, specific files. Sometimes it like PNG or JPEG, there are differences in there as well. I think this is the last one. I shared this on LinkedIn as well. It's a small one. From a data perspective, I'm a data nerd. I like to look at data, but having clean data is one of the most important things. And this has been a bug in my eye for so long, and it gets me. Yeah, basically, this was one of the 20, 30 plus settings that we normally already look at when configuring an account, to make sure that the UTM medium is matching the channel that's getting used. Like there's like a, I don't know, there's a common agreement online that when you're using medium, it's either email, it's web, like you have a couple of like predefined things there. And Klaviyo used to use flow or campaign in here, which didn't make sense to me at all. And yeah, I think we are way past Google Analytics 4, but we're now at the, no, the GA is also updated again, but this used to be a big issue, because in the end you would not get good results, like good campaign results in Klaviyo or in Google Analytics. So right now they change this. If you have done this in the past, where basically you have changed the settings, you need to go back and make sure that you choose message type here instead of your custom filled in thing. Because we used to have email here, but since we're now using SMS, email, you have push notifications, WhatsApp is coming, like all these different things are going to have an impact. And if all is getting tracked under email, it's also not correct. So they made a dynamic section here, which is message type. I don't know if there's a, I need to be, I'm not in view, all right. I don't know if there's an option here to edit what these fields are going to be, but email and SMS is already much better than campaigns or flows. Questions? Anyone that already configured this previously, looked at it?
But did have trouble with the fact that it was flows?
Yeah?
Yeah. So you're saying that if we would do this as from now, the flows would not be visible anymore in the analytics, right?
Well, the flows will, yeah, if you, so basically the channel is now going to be email, the medium. What I normally used to do is also have a UTM content, where I basically would say, okay, for flows, it was like, was automation or flow something. So basically I would use UTM content to see if it was something that was like spray and pray, campaign and newsletter, or if it was an automation, to make sure that we can track where it came from. So I would use that parameter, but also check with your data team because they are making the rules to match whatever is coming in. And you guys from TrackB, you're also looking at UTMs, I assume, a little bit, not so much?
No. Based on all the updates of all these browsers, they are removing UTMs
Yeah.
more. So this feels like a dying feature.
Well, good thing. For me, it was a thing.
That's amazing.
All right. So far, those were the updates from last month. Some other updates which I think are important that we already covered in the last couple of months. And I see a lot of new faces today, so I just want to go over them. WhatsApp is in beta. I think the beta is now closed, so you cannot apply to it anymore, but it will become available, I think, in the next couple of months or next quarter. The multi-language support, if you're using multi-language in this, is still not fully, I think it's a good step in the right direction, but there's still some issues with it, which can be improved, but it actually is a really strong one that allows you to create mappings for each language part which you're using in an email, and then you're basically able to create one email with different languages, and it automatically chooses the right language depending on the language that a person has in his profile. Man, that's a long sentence. This is basically an alert that you get when if something is happening on your domain, if something like the domain's configurations are changing or has changed, then you will get an automatic alert on that. And I think I changed this, but I didn't put a copy here because it's the same copy here. Anyway,
I have a question about the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Did you already try it?
Well, we applied for it. I have to double check because I don't see it enabled in my account yet. Why? What is the question?
I'm interested how it looks and how you can use it, how it works.
Yeah, so the question is how WhatsApp will look, how we will use it. I don't have an answer for that right now, but from the things I've tested in the past, basically WhatsApp has a couple of options like promotionals. There are 3 message types, and basically on that you probably can configure email flows in there to send messages back and forth. Now, there's some different things there, of course. WhatsApp,
also like a flow you can make.
Yeah, I assume yes, but I haven't played around with it. I didn't see any screenshots yet, so I'm gonna see if I can get still a try. But K London is coming up. I'm not sure. Anyone going to K London? 1, 2, 3, 4. Like 50 people are raising their hand here in the room. You guys can see that, but no, there are a couple of people going to K London. I assume they're going to be showing something on screen there to see. Like there's going to, I can't imagine they're not showing anything there.
Based on WhatsApp also, right?
Yeah. In one of the upcoming meetups that we're going to organize, I think it's going to be in October, we will have the WhatsApp as one of the teams as well. Like how do you use multi-channel approach in like BFCM strategies, and WhatsApp is definitely going to be one of them. Brand voice consistency, like Klaviyo has been introducing this more and more. I think the way that they have implemented the AI brand voice part is really, really interesting. Basically, they predefined a couple of like rules, and you can tweak those rules to match your brand. And then like you can add new rules like use of emoji, yes or no. Like there's things you can add in there. I won't go too much into details with that, but definitely look up this part of brand voice consistency. Is really interesting. Custom objects, that is something for the more developer types, I think really powerful, which allows you to extend Klaviyo's database basically and have a whole set of your own rules that you can add there. And I think one of the things, for example, if you would have a brand, if you're a brand and you're tailoring to mothers or their kids, and you want to know how many kids somebody has, if you want to do that with profile properties, it becomes an issue really quickly, because then you have to like kid 1, kid 2, kid 3. You have to add all these profile properties. With custom objects, you can basically create a new object called kids, and then you can add all the kids in there, which is dynamically, you can expand that as well. So welcome for you guys that just joined. That's okay. That's okay. Yes.
The custom objects already?
Not yet. It's pretty new, and I'm still seeing where we can use this. Like there hasn't been like a really specific use case for us at this point yet, but this is one, and also in hospitality, maybe even loyalty or subscriptions. There, I think the different tools, integrated tools, will start using this as well in the future.
I wonder, do we know whether it's do you need an advanced KDP plan?
No. I'm not 100% sure, but from what I've seen so far, you don't need that.
No, maybe for light version, maybe like 1 or 2 objects, and then
yes,
probably.
I think there was like 2 objects maximum, and probably indeed if you have like more needs, then either request or it probably is going to be then an advanced KDP functionality.
Do you mind me asking? Do I understand correctly that this is everything CRM?
Yeah.
We're going through?
Well, basically these are the updates. So we basically went over all the updates that Klaviyo came up with in the last month, and now I'm just highlighting a couple of things that have come out from Klaviyo in the last, like previously before, like some highlights of the months before that. So normally every month I do go over new updates that came out that are really relevant that you need to be aware of, because most of the times you're just logging in, sending a campaign, and logging out again. But there's so many things that are coming out now that it's hard to keep track of. So does that answer your question?
Well, I know Klaviyo can serve as like an email.
Yeah.
Platform, right?
Well, I'm cool that you're saying that. Yes, it can.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Because for some of my clients, I use it instead of kits or something like that. For newsletters, mailings, segmenting, whatever. But I also know that there is a CRM, right?
Yeah, so I think
we don't use the CRM. Just to be clear.
So the question is, what's the deal? I'm rephrasing it a bit. What's the deal with the Klaviyo CRM? How do we use that? What is it? How can we use it? What is it basically? To answer, like my view on this, Klaviyo rebranded itself as not being an email tool, but being a CRM for B2C. The features and functionality are still the same. They did introduce a couple of new things. Not as much, but they did introduce a couple. But this is basically a positioning change that they made, because now you can do push notifications with the apps. If you have an app integrated with Klaviyo, you can do SMS, WhatsApp is coming. You can do direct mail, you can do email. So it's not only email. So basically in the past, everybody was like, oh, Klaviyo, that's an email tool. No, that's not an email tool anymore. It's like in the center of everything integrates with this. It's basically a way to look at your customers and see which touch points they had, and also start coordinating what message do you want to send through which channels at what time. I'm not sure if that answers your question a little bit, but.
And you said it's specifically B2C.
You can use a B2B as well. I mean, we use this for our own B2B things as an agency, but they are focusing mainly and positioning it as like the CRM for B2C, which nobody has claimed that title yet. So I think it's a really smart move to say we're the first one.
Right? So
Yeah, if you're the first one saying that, it's going to be hard to, like, if you're coming up with the next, if you're also another tool, we also are doing that for B2C. It's going to be, I think, lame, but yeah. All right, so the
question from Lizzie. Where to find the custom objects in Klaviyo?
Hey, Lizzie. Cool that you're logging in through the. Oh, where?
That's just on my screen.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for the question, Lizzie. Where can you find the custom objects? I will share the presentation. If I'm not, if I'm correct, you were here last month as well, so you should have the presentation. There's a link on the. Oh, there we go. There's a link here. You can click it. It will bring you to the right knowledge help desk article there. If not, we'll share this later with you. So thanks for the question, and I'll continue on. And I hope that answers the question, by the way. So B2C CRM, new positioning. They did introduce Customer Hub, which is an important thing only for Shopify. They renamed CDP to KDP, and also they split up KDP into marketing analytics or advanced analytics, what it used to be called, and the KDP functionality. Marketing analytics, really, really interesting. And maybe now is a good time to maybe show of hands. We are thinking of doing a workshop next month on marketing analytics. It's going to be July 8th. If you think you want to attend, let me know. Otherwise, we will have an early summer break and we'll reconvene in September. So show of hands, anyone who would like to do the marketing analytics training, it's going to be like a limited thing. And also on the online, so we have a couple of hands. Also online, if you want to, please say an I or do an emoji or whatever, so we can count that. Based on that, we're going to see if there's enough interest, and then we're going to have that workshop, which is going to be bring your laptop, really sit down, configure something, and have something working at the end. All right, growth strategies. I think Klaviyo has been updating its center of knowledge there. That's basically started giving you recommendations. Anonymous backfill, something to look into. Basically, well, to be honest, I would actually use TrackB for this right now, based on what we've seen the tool do. It's also one of the sponsors for today, but this basically allows you to backtrack people that once somebody becomes a known person, you basically stitch back all the steps that they had done before that. But actually, TrackB is doing that at a much higher and better rate than any other tool out there. So definitely recommend that one. In activity segment, well, yeah, I think, yeah, this is nice. It creates something for you automatically, but if you've been using Klaviyo, it's just a couple of lines and you have your own created inactive segments. Run code in flows. I'll skip that. What's here? Review updates, auto monitor. No. Automate. I don't know.
What do you think about the review tool in Klaviyo?
Well, so the question for the people online, what do I think about the reviews tool? We currently still use an external tool, Reviews.io. Okendo is also a good one. Basically, the tools that we're using, they are also recommended Google partners. So basically, you get the Google seller ratings as well, like the star ratings in there. So I think that's still a benefit compared to Klaviyo's tool. But from what I've seen so far, with all the updates that we're coming up with, it's becoming more and more. We're also thinking about like, hey, at what point do we say Klaviyo compared to like Reviews.io or another tool? Because now you have everything in the tool, in Klaviyo, so you don't have to go outside of things, and it will allow you to do things easier as well. But yeah, any questions online? All right.
Different, because now it's only connected to
Shopify.
Yeah.
Yeah. So indeed, that's also a thing. Shopify only.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking about adding a review?
Yeah.
I think Reviews.io might be a good one, but there are other ones as well. I'm not so personal experience, and maybe the Trustpilot ones, I don't like them as much because it's limited to their own platform most of the times. And if you want to go into UGC and do more with things, it's just limited. And it feels like the development on things are stuck. But that's my view on things. That's why we basically use other tools there. Spin to win forms. Anyone use spin to wins here? It feels we're going back to 2005.
We do have a couple of clients using spin to win forms. Yeah, also some.
I think, you know what, maybe we're going to test it out just to see, because assumptions are always dangerous. And if you've been following the Klaviyo Geeks podcast, yeah, we basically try to challenge our own assumptions. I'm not sure if it's the last podcast that we put out or it's the one that's coming up. We're basically talk a lot about assumptions, which if you assume things and you don't test them, you might be leaving a lot of money on the table on things. So maybe it does work really well. My assumption is it's like outdated and it's always like a bit rigged, so people don't fall for it, but it might work.
It's also the price that you add to the spin to win, right? if you add this huge prize, everyone's of course gonna spin to win.
Assumption.
But if
Or
it's
say,
like,
yeah,
it's
nobody's
a
gonna win
5%
it ever.
discount that you can get in your first order, yeah. Why don't you give the discount straight
And
away?
in Klaviyo, someone needs to win the biggest prize. You have to give them a percentage of the prize.
Oh yeah,
Other apps, you don't have to really give the prize.
well, I think that's good actually.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, somebody said that in Klaviyo you really need to also set a percentage of times that the winning prize will be awarded, which I think also is definitely a good thing. Otherwise, you're trying to mislead people. Call forwarding, SMS. So SMS, I think that's another one. SMS was reintroduced in the Netherlands again, so you can use it again. Definitely test it out. Anyway, I'm gonna skip to these ones. And is there anything else that is important to? Nah, okay. Canva integration. Man, there's so many things that have come up. This is like dating back for a year. This is one that I really would like to share. I did put up really nice. There's a blog post that came out that I took a lot of time to write. It's called Customer Value Optimization: How Smart Brands Actually Grow and Keep Growing. It's a bit of a different framework on how to start understanding your customers better in a way to provide a better service and kind of like outpace the rest. I really highly recommend reading it and letting me know what you think of it. Send me a DM, reply to something on LinkedIn or anyway, reach out to let me know. I'm really curious to see if it helps. But this is one that I really would advise to read there. Anyway, so we're going to go into the group challenge. Before we close down, everyone that's online, thank you very much for joining. If you want to get the presentation, maybe we can switch to me as well.
I'll do it.
Yeah, all right. I need to click back here. All right. Yeah. So if you want to get the presentation, let me know. We'll share that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to either hit reply under this live stream or send me a DM, of course. Anything else we need to cover? Oh yeah, definitely. So thank you for the reminder. I have my lovely sister that's helping me here as well, doing all the tech and making sure that we're streaming live. I want to thank big thanks to the sponsors that made this possible. Of course, Klaviyo, but also Lead, which is Tim sitting in the room. It's an awesome loyalty tool we've been using. And on the other hand, Trackbee, which is a data tracking tool to make sure that you're actually capturing way more data in Klaviyo, but also all your marketing platforms. And what I've already said in the beginning, for those that weren't at the beginning of the recording of this live stream, what we've seen compared to the other tools is kind of like 10-folds or 5-folds, depending on which metric, the amount of events, which basically, if you think about it, allows you to send way more cart added to cart abandonments and browse abandonment emails, because you're basically tracking more profiles in there. So definitely worth checking out. I will share the links later, but if you have some questions, let me know. I think Trackbee can be used for 30 days without any problem, and up to 50K or something on revenue. And if you have question on the Lead tool, send either me or Tim. I will tag him in this in LinkedIn as well. Ask us some questions. Yeah, we can share the links here as well. So thank you so much. We're gonna shut down the live stream, and oh yeah, let me know if you found this interesting. Then we're gonna be doing this in the future as well. Anyway, shutting down here, and see you guys in the next live stream.